Thank you. Thank you for that very generous introduction and for that very warm reception. I know today is about seniors, but I want to begin by congratulating a freshman. Let's hear it for Father Deveron, congratulating him on his first year of leading Fordham Prep. Exactly 50 years ago, I was sitting just where you are, preparing to graduate from one of the best high schools in the country, Fordham Preparatory School. But I'm guessing for me it was a bit of a closer call than it is for you. I spent a lot of time at the prep on the jug line back then. Father Shea, the prefect of discipline, made you walk around the quad next to Hughes Hall over and over again when you weren't behaving as you should, sometimes for an hour or more after class. But when Father Deveron called and asked me to speak to you today, he said, "Dr. Lahey, I'm calling because I see here that you're at the top of your class." I said, "Father, I think you're holding that list upside down." So first I'd like to say to the A students, the honor students out there in the audience, congratulations for all of your accomplishments. And to the C students, you too can become president of a university someday. Now, I joke about my subpar academic performance, but I want to make a serious point. It's not how you start your educational life, but how you finish it that counts. And the light of motivation and maturity and wisdom goes on for different people at different times. Nobody expects you to already have your entire life mapped out for you from this point forward. But we do expect you to move forward with the understanding and confidence that the lessons you've learned and the skills you develop here at the prep give you the tools to become leaders, not only in college, but in your careers, in your communities, and for your entire lives. A lot has changed in the 50 years between my sitting there and my standing here. New York has changed. It's become more diverse and accessible to a wider range of people. The dominant immigrant groups of my day, the Irish and the Italians, have been replaced by the new immigrant groups from Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and Eastern Europe. The country has changed. 50 years ago, there were white-only water fountains and restaurant counters in America. And in 1964, Congress passed the landmark Civil Rights Act to end these discriminatory practices. And today, we have an African-American president in the White House. And the world has changed. In 1964, the World's Fair was held in Flushing Meadow, Queens. That was the one place where you could go to see distant cultures and new inventions. Today, you can access all those things on your iPhones and travel the world with ease. And because the world is changing, so too is what you need to learn and know. In my day, we all took Latin and Greek, and our only choice was French or German. While I'm pleased that Fordham still teaches the classics, it's rather telling that today classes are offered in Chinese and Arabic. But even though the world is changing every day, one thing that hasn't changed is the quality of education students receive here at Fordham Prep. To be honest, I attended Fordham Prep because my mother told me I was going there. Back then, good Irish Catholic boys from the Bronx did what their mothers told them to do. My mom truly believed there was no better preparation for life than a Jesuit education, and she was so proud that both of her sons graduated from the prep. It took me a few more years after graduation to realize how right she was. As I look back, I now see that in some cases the most powerful lessons I learned at Fordham were the ones I didn't realize I was learning at all. For example, when Father Crowley taught me Latin, I didn't realize I was learning logic and clarity of thought. When Father Ettlinger, my freshman basketball coach, taught me the give and go play right here in this facility, he was also teaching me the importance of teamwork. And when Father O'Brien put me in charge of a discussion in my senior year religion class, I didn't realize I was learning leadership. And while I can't tell you what we did in class on any particular day, I can tell you that while I was here, I learned how to think clearly and critically. And that prepared me well for college, for graduate school, and for subsequent leadership positions. One of the great gifts of a Jesuit education is that it teaches you not so much what to think, but how to think critically and with great clarity. And believe me, there's no greater or more important skill that one can learn. In earning a PhD in philosophy, I was able to apply these critical thinking skills to become what I like to call a conceptual cartographer. I was able to map out abstract concepts and ideas and see them in relationship to one another. And in doing that, I learned that the most powerful thing in the world is a clear concept. As I often tell people, if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. The clearer your concept is about where you want to go, what you want to do, or what values and principles are important to you, the more likely you're going to be successful in achieving these goals. For many of you, that map of adulthood began here at Fordham Prep. And indeed, some of the clearest concepts will be the ones you learned here at the Prep, and they are likely to be the most important. Concepts like ad majorem Dei gloria, doing everything for the greater glory of God, and the concept of social justice and service to others. Indeed, Fordham Prep was founded on such principles, particularly a commitment to service and social justice. This year marks the 150th anniversary of the death of the Prep's founder, Archbishop John Hughes. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about this remarkable man. John Hughes was born in Ireland in 1797, where he experienced firsthand anti-Catholic and anti-Irish bigotry at the hands of British authorities. He and his family came to America in search of a better life. He became a priest and later rose to become the Archbishop of New York. In 1841, Father Hughes bought a plot of land called the Rose Hill Farm to found a school, this school, Fordham, which he then turned over to the Jesuits to run. Archbishop Hughes was not in it for himself or to become famous. He was interested in serving the millions of Irish immigrants who were coming to New York in the mid-19th century in the wake of the terrible tragedy of the Great Hunger, or as you may know it, the Irish potato famine. Archbishop Hughes founded this school as part of his commitment to social justice and service to others. And in leaving here, I hope you find ways to do the same. For me, the pursuit of social justice and service to others has included educating people about the true causes and consequences of Ireland's Great Hunger. In 1997, I was lucky enough to be selected as the Grand Marshal of the New York City St. Patrick's Day Parade. I used this platform to educate people about the great injustice that occurred in Ireland between 1845 and 1852, resulting in the death of 1.5 million Irish and the immigration of 2 million more Irish to avoid starvation, suffering, and discrimination. This great tragedy occurred not because of a lack of food in Ireland, but because of bigotry and a callous disregard for human life, with the British actually exporting food out of Ireland during all the years of the famine. From the opportunity of the parade came an opportunity to do more. I was approached by Murray Lender, a Quinnipiac graduate and member of our Board of Trustees, the son of Polish Jews who eventually founded the very successful Lender's Frozen Bagels. Murray's parents fled Poland to avoid the Holocaust, and he was inspired by the Irish Great Hunger story and the common immigrant experiences of the Irish and the Jewish. At his urging and with his financial support, we were able to build a museum, Ireland's Great Hunger Museum, in Hamden, Connecticut, which today contains the largest collection of art and educational materials dedicated to the Great Hunger. In fact, the artistic curator for this museum, Niamh O'Sullivan, is the aunt of one of today's graduates, Sam O'Driscoll. Sam, your Aunt Niamh asked me to send her congratulations to you all the way from her beloved Dublin City, wherever you are out there, Sam. Now, none of my work on Ireland's Great Hunger would have been possible without Archbishop Hughes' leadership and his commitment to social justice and service for the Irish Catholics flooding into New York during and after the Great Hunger. How appropriate that after my 4 years of study in Hughes Hall, where the Prep used to be located, I would have the opportunity to continue his work with a museum dedicated to education and social justice for the same people so championed and served by the Prep founder, Archbishop Hughes. I'm certain that as you leave Fordham Prep today, you will also be given your own unique opportunities to help and serve others. You have been educated and mentored by outstanding faculty and Jesuits at the Prep. And as a result, I have no doubt that in the years ahead, you will not only do well, but you will also do good and advance the cause of social justice and service to others wherever and whenever you can. In your time at Fordham Prep, I'm sure you've been helped and supported by many people. You will probably forget what I've said here today, which is just fine. But don't forget to thank your parents. And don't forget to thank the teachers who pushed you, or saved your neck, or taught you more than you realized at the time. Over the last 4 years, you have been given an incredible gift of a world-class education. I challenge you to take that gift and do as Ignatius of Loyola told the first Jesuits: go out and set the world on fire. Congratulations, class of 2014, and best wishes to each and every one of you.